Now, the rest of the story.
Cell phone video because, you know, no GoPro right now. Cow update video. Feeding the guys because they need it, but not really. They still have grass they can kind of burn through on the pasture. But I'm supplementing them, and as you can see, they're going through everything I got in front of them, so obviously they're a little bit hungry. So junk bale, that's a junk bale. This is actually more of a bedding bale. It's new seating that, you know, wasn't dry. It had pretty much all the oat heads on it, and I've had very, very, very poor luck not wrapping new seating bales like that, but I had to get it made. So it's bedding and it's a little bit of feed. They're gonna go through and kind of get some of the oats off of it, but not enough where I'm worried about them, you know, going upside down on me. This little guy right here was the last kick out bale I had down off of First Cut from the valley. So I wanted you guys to see this to kind of understand what this hay looks like after sitting in a bale for 2 months. It was made, what, June 13th? And this stuff, it was dry, like super dry. Hey, Rocky. Rocky says hi, everybody. This stuff, it kept its color. It's also been inside, don't get me wrong. Everything out down there has actually been inside. But you get the longer stemmy stuff, which I tried to address in one of my previous videos. That's the problem with this First Cut grass, is that it actually looks almost like straw from mature oats, you know, or I guess I've never been around wheat or barley, but oat straw, it sure looks that way. Kind of fallen backwards into a good thing off the valley this year, just because I didn't plan on making First Cut when I did. This was a panic cut. Didn't plan on making Second Cut when I did. That was a panic cut. Probably gonna plan on cutting third crop when I'm intending to, and that probably won't go as planned either. I'm gonna bite my tongue and not say anything I shouldn't, because I can say a lot of very negative things about just the word plan, because pretty much every single plan we've tried making has really just been completely and utterly thrown out the window. The fertilizer's on. I went down 2 days after I put the fertilizer on. We got 6/10 of an inch the other day. We got 8/10 last night. You know, damaged a bunch of the corn at the home farm, for those of you that are curious about that. Rocky, who else has seen a bull this chill? Right? Hey, buddy. So, cattle are cattle. They're all dangerous. It just depends on the time of year, I guess. But hey, dude. Second cut looks awesome. The infuriating part is all of my storage is full, so I've been moving this stuff down the road. Wasn't planning on that either, because I was planning on waiting until the 1st November to sell anything. But the additional cutting has driven me to action, which means, you know, the stuff's getting sold and it's selling better than what everything sold last winter. Because it was so dry though, this whole bale was actually intended to go in the feeder over there. I'll walk over there real quick. It just poofed right open. I mean, there was about a foot here that just exploded. I really only set this bale here just to take the net wrap off, but it just went poof. So some beautiful stuff. Not gonna break my arm, pat myself in the back. Maybe 99% of people see this as just shit, but my cows really seem to like it. The only reason they're going after that is because they're going after the oats in it. Otherwise, I come back tomorrow, that one's gonna be pretty well gone. So the cows are serving their purpose. Why are they serving their purpose? Because they are cleaning up the bales that I can't sell, which in turn, if I didn't have any cattle, that would mean that I'd be throwing the stuff into a ditch and throwing a match on it. And you know what? Every dollar counts. This bale was actually First Cut, made off of waterway slash the outside perimeter of one of my fields. It's still a little warm. Clover, you are seeing the direct effects of clover coming in heavy on that outside 40, because I got a 40-foot strip of grass I seeded in on one of my fields, because the tree line is so absolutely terrible as far as the sunlight and the moisture robbing of the trees, the roots, whatever, and the outside like 12 to 18 rows were worthless. So putting it in the grass and taking a couple cuttings off of it, I'm getting some use out of it. I got, what, 10 bales off that field. 10 bales feeding approximately 20 head of cows. 10 bales actually goes a little ways. Kind of just running like a minimalistic herd, which I would guess minimalistic would be 2 or 3 cows, but these guys are doing just fine. Ideally, everybody here goes away other than the heifers, and I go buy a bunch of first calf heifers, because buying the bred cows was a mistake. They're doing their job, don't get me wrong. I mean, they still have value, don't get me wrong. It's just first calf heifers breed back easier, and I'd have more of a feeder cattle crop to sell next year than what I do. So all the manure that's piled up over there is going to be hauled out to the Rockville farm, the home farm we're standing on. And those bales, the reason they're sitting on the end of the manure pile is I want the cows to tear them up. I want them to lay on them. I want them to kind of rip them up, get what value they can out of them, and then I'm going to push it up into the pile, let it compost, and it will be hauled out later on. So that's all I really got for a cow video, guys. I should lock them out of the pasture so the pasture can recoup for a couple weeks, because it's still summer, but we're getting into the tail end of summer. Once you get to August, a lot of plants are pretty well done growing for the year. Hopefully grass is still growing, but you're really not guaranteed a whole lot after the 1st September, as far as whenever the frost does decide to come in and do its thing. But stuff really kept its color. I mean, it's Reed Canary primarily, and the second cut, whether you want to believe me or not, actually looks even better than this. But ideally I don't really have to feed much of that out, because I'm picking and choosing. That's interseeded first cut off the field down there. I don't know if you guys can see in the shed, it's about halfway full, maybe a third of the way full, and I'm gonna make a judgment call. Well, I guess there's a bunch of hay in there too, as to whether or not I'm gonna ship it and get what I can for it, or I'm gonna stack it out in my feed stack, and I'll fill that shed full of good quality hay I can start shipping late year. So I don't have a name for her, but this is my Charolais, my tan one, that, she's growing on me. She's not red, she's not black, she's tan, but get a calf out of the bull there. I don't know, might throw some interesting calves. I prefer reds, but I think pretty much everybody in here is spent. I mean, we got Dum Dum over there that's trying to pick fight or flight, but joke's on her, she wouldn't win a fight with me. So even the tan one, she's actually pretty mellow. She does have a horn that's buried there in her hair, but I'm pretty much in the point of keeping the younger cows, keeping the heifers. I'm gonna preg check all the cows. I mean, this is kind of everybody in here's last chance as far as being bred when we check them. Otherwise, they're gonna be moved, and I got everything that has had calves, and not everything, so a couple of these calves belong to the cows in here, but otherwise I got everything that did have calves that should have been bred by now, are down on the big pastures of my place. So, and Rocky is actually going to be going down and joining them. He's served his purpose up here. That's all I got for a video. You guys will probably eventually most likely get a video talking about this thing. I really like it. Really sped some jobs along that I gave it, and really grateful for that. But with that, I think it's time to go. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.